looks like it's getting ready to start here. Oh, okay, we are up and running. If you're watching, ooh, I screwed something up. Anyway, if you're watching a recording, do fast forward 3 minutes and lost track of time. I was on the phone with someone and totally lost track of where I was today. So, and oh, I see what I did there. Okay, readjusting a few things here just because. Almost there. Okay. So in this next 2 minutes, what am I going to do? I'm cleaning up what the heck is on my workbench here because I am working on new projects for next year. I know, totally crazy. I'm actually working for next year. Looking forward to more in-person, adding one by one in-person things to do. And then, applications and whatnot. Believe it or not, there's a show out there. Bead Fest is taking applications for next August in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Looking forward to that, seeing how that goes. New venue, new place. Let's see whether or not they can pull that together and do this. What else is going on? Oh yeah, okay, so today, you can't see this, but let's see. I am wearing, before we get started, I'm going to tell you a story. I'm wearing a Hello Kitty t-shirt that just arrived yesterday at on my doorstep. It was a gift. It was a surprise from one of you out there. Thanks, Jana, for the gift. It also came with a Hello Kitty purse, and the note said, "I hope you like Hello Kitty. You have it on all your hammers and things." I just assumed. So I was thinking, I said, one day when we see each other, I will tell you the story. And I was thinking about that this morning. I'm like, you know what? I should just wear the t-shirt and tell the story of Hello Kitty, because I'm sure many of you have noticed that Hello Kitty has been on a lot of my tools. And you probably are like, why is Hello Kitty on her tools? Okay, so here's the story. Once and for all, I do like Hello Kitty. I grew up with it, but when you're growing up, or back in the 80s, Hello Kitty was really expensive. At least it was for us. And it's still not that cheap in general, like the real heavy-duty Hello Kitty stuff. But anyway, so, when we were growing up, it was something that I wanted. And, it was something that you wanted and you couldn't afford. It sort of sticks with you, at least for me anyway, sticks with you through your adult life. Anyway, fast forward, years ago, on my desk, I happened to have a Hello Kitty Pez dispenser. One Hello Kitty thing on my desk, and all of a sudden, it became a thing. And I started getting Hello Kitty stuff, to such that one of my employees gave me a whole roll of, you got it, Hello Kitty duct tape. And it sat there literally for 2 years. It just sort of sat there on my shelf. Like, what am I doing with this Hello Kitty duct tape? Didn't know what to do with it. And I had been teaching for a while, and my tools were starting to disappear. And I was trying to figure out a way to mark my tools so that it was distinctive and people would know that it was mine. So I went, Hello Kitty duct tape, because it's bright, it's pink. So there it is. I started marking all of my tools with Hello Kitty duct tape, which, as you know, now that Hello Kitty has expanded in my life, I now have a Hello Kitty watch. Should put that on today. I have a Hello Kitty purse. I have all kinds of little Hello Kitty things, including a second Hello Kitty Pez dispenser. And these are gifts that have been given to me. Make no mistake, I like Hello Kitty, but I can't say that I'm going to have a huge collection here or or an altar to Hello Kitty. And then it became a joke anyway. So Hello Kitty became a thing in the classroom, and everybody recognized that this duct tape, any tools with this duct tape, means it belongs to Q. And lo and behold, I really don't lose tools anymore, because people would get home and go, and I've gotten the emails, oh my gosh, I got home, I looked at my tool case, and Hello Kitty was staring back at me, and I knew it was yours. So see, it comes back at some point. Or I've even heard stories where students will see Hello Kitty on other people's tools and go, hey, doesn't that belong to Q? And of course, it gets walked back to my classroom. So it was a really great thing. And lastly, the joke was, I used to start classes by making everybody say Hello Kitty, like literally, can everyone say Hello Kitty? And I hear the grumble, Hello Kitty? And And then I say, well, because we're not going to say goodbye, Kitty, because we would like Hello Kitty to stay in the classroom. And gee, didn't that stick with everybody? I know, it was a big joke. Everybody got a little laugh out of it. And thus, Hello Kitty became a thing, to such that when I got new tools and ran out of Hello Kitty duct tape, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm just going to take myself to Home Depot or Office Max and get myself another roll of Hello Kitty duct tape. They discontinued it. They absolutely discontinued Hello Kitty duct tape, and I had to buy my last roll from eBay. But once that roll is gone, I am not buying any more Hello Kitty duct tape. We're going to find something else, like maybe rainbows and unicorn duct tape or something. But that's a story on Hello Kitty duct tape, and it's just, anyway, it makes me laugh, and hopefully it makes everybody else smile when they show up to my class and go, oh, there it is. And honestly, doing all these lives, I know it looks a little tacky when I'm working that I have Hello Kitty duct tape, but I am way too lazy and way too practical to be taking it off my stuff to do these lives. So that's, it's just sort of funny. And, it's even funnier. I was destashing some stuff and I left the Hello Kitty duct tape. Somebody actually commented on a destash, like, is that Hello Kitty duct tape that I see on your tools? Like, well, yeah, it sort of is. Anyway, okay, so here we are. It's 3 minutes after 1 o'clock. Today is Wednesday, and it's UFO Wednesday. Thanks for swinging in and checking it out. Okay, I'm a little bit trepidatious about what I'm doing today. So UFO Wednesday, just to reiterate, is unfinished objects. And I've been asking people to send in their unfinished objects, whether it's something that they have been challenged with or something that they just would like me to finish for them so that I can go through. I think they're all learning opportunities and teaching opportunities, and that's what we've been doing on Wednesday, I think for the last 5 or 6 Wednesdays. And today, why am I a little trepidatious about today? Because I have this envelope from Jamie, to which I have not opened it. As you can see, still sealed, all that good stuff. So okay, we're going to open it, and it'll be a surprise to me, too, as to what is inside. So, without further ado, let's do this. So, there's no list on tools or anything, because I don't know what we're going to do with this package that I don't even know what kind of tools I'm going to need. So, I'm just going to open this and see what is inside. Okay. There we go. Oh, she sent some wire. Ooh, okay. Aha. Funny, because I did pull some wire just in case I needed it. So this is 14 gauge wire. So what I did talk to Jamie for a minute last evening. I sent her a message and said, okay, remind me what I might be seeing in here. So if I remember correctly, these are PMC. Let's come on in and see what we have. Okay, I think this is going to take 2 sessions to make. And, this was mentioned in a Zoom like 8 weeks ago, so I really did not remember what was there. Totally forgot. So these are PMC, and she was wanting, she had mentioned that she wanted this in a pendant, but she didn't know really where to go with it. And so I said, okay, well, let's take a look and see. So what can you do with this? Well, we can make it into earrings and a pendant. That is just like way too simple. Or we can make this into a necklace. She said it would be really, and she mentioned something about doing branches and how nice it would be to put this into some sort of a pendant with a branch configuration of some sort. Wow, okay. You might just be sitting here watching paint dry as I'm thinking about this and how to do this. Let's consider. So I'm pulling out some paper here. What can we do? I think it needs a little bit more than these components. I think we need to, and I'm looking over here on my workbench to see if I have anything. I feel like I want to put some leaves on here just to make it a little bit more interesting. Okay, so hold on. I'm going to go see if I have some components I can add to it. I feel like it just needs a little something. So hi Jamie, thanks for joining in. So maybe we can get some input from her as we go. But this is a component I've been using lately that I really like. But I only have one. But let's get there. And you know, yes, this looks a little bit tarnished, which is fine. It'll all come to the same color. But maybe something like that. I have one other thought. Okay, so I know I keep stepping off camera because I got to go dig up this stuff and see what exactly I have available. Ooh, yeah, this. Oops. So this is gallery wire I've been using, so I might just use this. Or decorative wire. You see that? That could be fun. Okay. Oops, let me put this away before I... Okay. So, let's see. Okay, she sent some 14 gauge wire, which is really thick, which is great. But I'm going to go ahead, before I cut up her expensive wire, I'm going to pull out some 14 gauge here copper and play with it first. But I think I have a little idea. I'm thinking that maybe we would reticulate the wire to make it look rough and branch-like. How's that? Okay. And we're just gonna screw around a little bit here and play with this. One thought is to go, well, we can go this way or we can go this way and sort of, oh yeah, see, I like that too. Any thoughts on that, Jamie? Okay, let's get a pair of round nose pliers out. What if, I'm gonna cut a longer piece here. What if we did a bend like so? Okay, so Jamie says she likes that because now you got to consider anytime you're designing, if you're designing a pendant, you got to consider where this bail is going and what kind of bail you want. Have not figured that part out yet, obviously. So actually, I'm thinking maybe. So you can use a multi-looping plier to do this if you want. So this will get bent like this. So this will be the bail because it's got to go this direction. Again, this is really rough, so no panicky yet, okay? Oh, yeah, maybe this. So what if you did one here, another one like so, and this one, oh yeah, we can do that. Okay, I know, you're not gonna stay. Let's turn it this way, maybe it'll stay better. Okay, so one like so, the other one like that. It gives it some dimension instead of just soldering it flat, right? I'm thinking I want more dimension in this. And something like that. Okay, yeah, I think this is where I'm going with it. So it sort of goes back and forth. I'm going to tighten that up a little bit, but let's see what we are going to do with the leaves. It's all a matter of, like, you know, what is the design aesthetic? Okay. I think, so in the end, I don't personally love the way the bail is sitting, so, which is fine. But I do like having it scattered out and sort of have this movement, downward movement, instead of going across. Because, you know, honestly, I think going across like this is just so traditional and so expected. Why would you do that? Well, why would you do that? Because you're traditional and have a very conservative liking. I want something a little bit more avant-garde, a little bit different. Okay, I think that's it. I think that's it. That'll work. Okay, so let's cut this a little bit better, just because I want to. So I'm going to reticulate the. I'm going to reticulate the metal, the silver metal, when I get there, and I'm going to do it. So now I have a little bit of a design form, okay, of what I want to do. Digging it. All right. Let's set, and then I'm going to add the leaves somehow. I haven't figured out where I'm adding the leaves yet. I'm going to add the leaves somehow. Okay, so the next question too is for Jamie. Is, you know, these are a little flat. Is it possible to bend them a little bit? I know they're PMC. They should be strong enough, but I'm going to ask before I do it. So I'll let you look at that while I continue to work a little bit here. Okay. So this. Okay. Good. So this is about 2.5 inches. I'm going to look at myself. I don't. Do I like 2.5 inches? Feeling a little bit long, so I'm going to go, I'll tighten this up a little bit. Again, just trying to figure out how long I want to cut this, because again, you know, she sent 14 gauge wire. It's really expensive, especially right now with the price of silver, and I don't want to waste it. So I just want to get a better idea, and that's why I'm taking a quick measurement here, okay? It'll help. All right, so here we're going to cut a couple pieces. I am going to go ahead and cut it at 2.5 and not longer to give myself something to work with, okay? Some room, some playroom. And then I'm going to cut this one at 1.25 inches-ish. Okay, and I'm going to cut one more. I'm going to cut it about just under 2 inches. Because I'm thinking in the end, we're going to solder these things and it'll go something like this. Okay. All right. And I want this to look a little bit more branch-like. Again, I knew in my brain that there was going to be flowers in this package. I didn't know about the wire, which is great because I did say, you know, send whatever you got and I'll play with it. Okay. So, I had this idea now. I have done this in the past where I reticulated wire to make it look like branches. So this is not too far from what I've done already. Just being transparent. Don't think that I'm a genius or anything here, okay? So let's see. It's fully centered. It should bend. Fingers crossed. Okay. And I think I want to go ahead and let's see. Is this bendable? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to anneal this, and I'm going to put little bends in it to make it a little bit more branch-like. I want it to be not so straight. I want it to be a little bit more organic. Would be nice. So I'm just going to anneal this. We're just going to heat this until it starts changing colors, and then we go from there. Just to help the bending process here. Okay, quench that. Quench that. Whoops. And that. All right. see, I'm gonna use my, oh, here we go. I've got a nylon round nose here. And I'm just putting bends in it just to make it wonky. Yeah, because I don't want it to be perfect. And I'm not really thinking too much about it. I don't exactly want to make a zigzag out of this either, you know, because that's not fun either. That's not a real branch. It just sort of goes whichever direction it wants to go in, okay? Okay. So here I'm going to heat it one more time, and I'm going to get this to fire scale. And then I'm going to pickle it because I'm trying to change the surface of the metal, and I want to bring that fine silver up for reticulation. I'm going to stick it right into my pickle after quenching. Oh! And while it's pickling, I'm going to play around with the flowers a little bit. Okay, you know what's funny? Is as I'm working through this, I'm like, okay, smile, because I'm getting all serious over here. I'm like, oh, the challenge, the challenge. Okay. Okay, fingers crossed. I'm going to bend this. So if it's sintered properly, what Jamie said online there is if it's sintered properly because it is PMC or metal clay, then it should bend okay. If it's not, it'll be brittle and it will break. Ooh, it is bending. But I'm not going to tempt fate and put this into a dapping block. I'll be nice. Okay, so see, I'm bending it a little more than where it was. Let's see if we can get it just a little bit more. And I'm not trying to do this in a way that it's even, because I want it to be, shall we say, flower-like, okay? Okay. Yeah, see, I think that's so much nicer. Again, not sure if you can see. I know it probably looks a little flat on the screen, but that just looks a lot nicer with a lot more dimension, okay? And of course, for me, I'm just extra nervous because it's not mine. But if I was really doing this on my own or in my own designs, I would make a test sheet out of it. I don't do metal clay, but if I was doing this in metal, I would do this in copper first and sort of play around with it to see where it's going, you know. I'm going to bend this out. You see how I bent that? Just to give it a sort of a wave look with a petal. Oh yeah. Oh, I like that. Okay. Actually, this one. But this is really the process. Is you have to play with it and see what you can get the metal to do. And you know, you also have to have a little bit of vision, one hopes. Okay. And you know, I'm so liking that wave, I'm gonna put it in here too, in this other piece. I'm bending it out. You see that? There it is. Can you see? Maybe you can see that. But I'm bending it out. I don't want to tempt it too much, tempt fate too much here. But okay. Yeah. You too. So don't forget, Virtually Evercrafting registration is now officially open. There is a coupon, and it's $8 off per class. It's only valid until August 15th, so you might want to register early if you want the discount. And that's virtuallyevercrafting.com. There's like over 100 classes this time. It's really great. And what's really great is when I hear from instructors and they tell me that they want to take the classes too. So that's exciting to me. Okay. Yeah, I like that a lot better. Okay. You know, I don't know what kind of flowers these were supposed to be, but this is, for me, starting to look like cherry blossoms. Okay, we're going to pull out the pieces from the pickle. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to heat the pieces, and I'm going to look for surface changes. And, you know, a lot of you, when you do a reticulation class, like, oh, I'm going to melt things? I do it all the time. But now this is a controlled melt, okay? Let's see. Let's see if I can get it there. Starting to get red. You see it's starting to change right there. And I sort of pull it off. See what happens. So you want to do this, and then we're going to quench and pickle it one more time. I'm not a really good explainer of the reticulation process, but okay. Doop. Quench, throw right in the pickle. Quench, throw that right in the pickle. Doop. Okay. Oh, I just had a thought. This would be cool. Okay, so let's do that bale. Huh. I just had a thought on what the bale should look like. Let me grab a piece of metal here. See if I have any that we can just use. What if we made the bale We'll see if this is an idea. So what if we took this, soldered it down, and made it into the bale? That's a maybe, because I feel like this might be too heavy for this piece, but this is a thought that I'm thinking about. This is a direction I'm thinking about going with the bale. Okay? Because I feel like these leaves need to be incorporated into this piece. All right. Who? Oh. Thanks for signing up for 7 classes. I saw your fidget ring. You need to share it on Facebook for everybody to see. You did a good job. Even though the fidget ring has one more session, sounds like Deb finished it. So you can still come to the Zoom and hang out if you want. Okay, so there we are. I'm going to do this again. So I've been thinking a lot about September lives, and I don't know. I was thinking it might be fun to just take one piece and show you every week a different way to do the same piece. much like minimal metal, but step it up a notch and go to like 1 cabochon. Because, you know, as I was talking about it the other day, I had this friend who was really struggling with her designs. And so when I was there, I showed her on I just took 1 cabochon and I showed her like 4 different ways she could have approached it. And the more I thought about it today, I was like, you know, we can do the same on these lies. Maybe, I don't know. Anybody got any thoughts? See, so the surface is starting to change. It's getting a little bit more rough every time I approach it. And I'm trying not to melt it, because that'd be bad. Well, sort of bad. It's going to take several times to do this, for sure. So Andy wanted me to remind you that we are simulcasting today on 4 channels. We're on Facebook, and Twitch.tv and YouTube. So even if you don't have an account on YouTube, you can definitely like the videos on YouTube for me. You know, it's going to take a lot of time on YouTube and watched hours to maybe one day get paid. I'm thinking it's going to take 5 years before YouTube starts paying. I had someone not too long ago say, oh, so you mean if I just turn it on and let it run, it's helpful? I'm like, yes, you can just turn it on and let it run and not even have to sit there and watch it. All those watched hours count for something. Okay, who said that? Okay. So it is starting to change. You want to pickle, you're going to quench this and pickle it again, okay? Again, it just sort of changes the surface, and that whole pickling process, it brings up the fine silver up to the surface, and it just sort of changes the friction when it starts moving to get it to reticulate. Come on. Okay, so I'm going to stop there. I'm going to quench and pickle one more time. Usually when you're reticulating, it takes probably quenching and pickling 5 or 6 times. When you're doing when you're doing sheet metal. Okay, so don't be surprised. It's going to take a minute. Okie dokie. Into the pickle it goes. I don't remember the story as to why Jamie never finished this piece. So, I know she's watching right now, so if she wants to share it, you can read her comments. The other ones weren't ready, but this one was, so I went ahead and just pulled it out. But I can see some changes here is nice. Nothing happened here. The ends seem to be happening nicely. Sort of playing with it a little bit just to see if I can get it to scrunch and do weird things. For those of you just joining us, I've got Andy with me. He's in my ear, and he's reading all of your chats. So if you have questions, he will tell me. He doesn't tell me all the comments, though, but, you know, we're just sort of out there. But he can answer your questions, too. Oh, yeah. It's sort of fun. I don't think I've ever quite played with wire like this. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get rid of that smooth surface just to make it look more organic. And I don't think you can see that on the screen. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Yes, torch in one hand, camera in the other, eyes on the screen. Ah! Yeah, you can see the surface changes a little bit. I know. Scary girl, huh? But today you don't want to reticulate, do you? I think I can go with that. Okay. I'm out of fuel. I'm going to change out here. And then we'll go grab the other one. There we go. I'm liking the fact that every time I touch it, it sort of makes it, it sort of like scrunches it up in a weird way. Back to the whole organic thing. I like that comment that Dad just made about being a kid in a candy store. You know, I have to say, if you feel like a kid in a candy store, I did a good job. How's that? And our instructors are like stepping it up a notch on VEC. Okay, so back into the pickle. I think that's it. I think that's where we're going with these shapes. Let that pickle for a minute. It's been tormented quite a bit. Okay, and then we'll start laying it out and see if we can get that soldered on. We grab some solder here. Okay, if only I can grab some solder. Yeeks. Wow. I'm sorry, what was the question? So the question is, how is it just not melting? It's controlled. I'm paying attention. As soon as it looks like it's just going to melt into a ball, I'm backing it off. And by doing that hot and cold thing on there, it creates a lot of interest in the metal. The surface gets much more interesting. And again, it's just pulling it off as it looks like it's going to melt, and that's how you control it. So don't mind me right now. I am trying to get the last bit of solder out of my tube because, you know, I like to use everything I have. Okay. Let's back up a little bit and let's take a look. All right, let's see where we are with the pickle. At least it's nice and hot today. So everybody always asks, how long does it take to pickle something? Well, clearly I've completely tormented this piece, and it's taking a lot longer every time I go in to the pickle. It takes longer and longer. So it depends on how much fire skill you produce as to how long it stays in pickle. Another thing too is it depends how hot your pickle is and that kind of stuff. Okay, so here we're gonna clean this off because it clearly, you can see that it's picked up some of the board, and I want that to be gone too. So I'm gonna take out my little baby brass brush, and I'm gonna try to brush that off. There we go. So the question is, can you also take some fine silver filings and sprinkle it on top of the wire and fuse it to the wire? The answer is yes. And wow, I didn't think about that. That's a really cool idea. I'm going to try it on this little piece because you know I have scrap here. Like a lot of it. Does it have to be fine silver? I'm going to say no. And I'm not going to use fine silver. I'm going to use sterling, and I will tell you why. Because when you're using a butane torch on sterling, it looks really rough. It doesn't look really nice and smooth. So, and because I want this to be really organic, I don't want it to be smooth. Okay, so here it's not quite coming off, but it's going to go on the bottom side anyway. I will file that off later. Okay, so that's a yay. I like this. I like crowd creating. It's not crowdsourcing, it's crowd creating, right? And I'm going to grab some scrap. I got to figure out what's sterling and what's not. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I've got some scrap here, and I'm going to cut little tiny pieces. This could be really fun. Actually, I don't think I want to use that. I think I want to use this. Okay, if only I can keep a hold of my pieces. They're flying. I hear them hitting the wall. Whoops. You know, they say that you cannot fuse sterling silver. But the reality is everything fuses. Everything has a melting point, which means at some point it will come together. It's just a matter of when. That's all. Oh, you know what? I'm thinking a little bit more here. You said filings, not scrap. Taha. You know what? I have filings here. It's a mix. Well, I say it's a mix. I don't think there's much by way of I don't think there's much by way of fine silver in my filings. So the question now is, how do I get this to attach to this? So Andy said, couldn't you just heat the branch up and dip it in the filings? Okay, that's a thought, but I'm thinking, what if I dip it in, some flux and then dip it into, oh, that's hot. Dip it in the flux. Okay, you're not working for me today. I'm switching tweezers. What if I dip it in the flux and then dip it into the filings? Huh! Okay. As much as I like that idea, I'm going to do it one more time because I really want to coat this. I was being a little timid. You know, I know, go big or go home, Q. Go big or go home. But it's still not my piece. Oh, yeah. Huh. Can you see that? It's sort of cool. Okay, I'm just gonna like brush these filings on. Get it off my tweezers here. Okay, we'll see. So who said that about the filings, honey? Larry. Oh, good call, Larry. So we'll heat the whole thing. It is melting. So now basically what we're doing is we're fusing. So we're not soldering, we're asking the filings to fuse together. And see how red it is to the person who asked earlier, why is it just not melting into a ball? Because this is controlled. I'm not taking it all the way to melting. I'm just taking it to melting and I'm backing off gently and slowly. Okay. You know, it's funny. I'm moving so fast. I keep telling my students not to move this fast, but yet here I am. I'm moving way too fast. I'm going to slow it down. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. I know I'm going to go off the camera here. Sorry, because I'm turning it to the other side. Oh my gosh. Ha! This is great! Okay, again, I apologize. You guys can't, I don't think you can really see it because of the camera. Maybe you can. Let me zoom in a little bit more. That's cool. Let me quench it. Dude, sold. Look at that. Larry for the win. Can you focus for me, camera? In a little too close. It is, there it is. It is a really nice, cool surface. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and throw this in the pickle, and I'm actually going to do it again to all the other pieces. Because, you know, I keep saving these filings. I haven't figured out what the heck I'm going to do with them yet. Well, guess what? This is what I'm doing with it. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay, so I'm pulling out my other piece from the pickle. And make sure we're cleaning that off. Okay. Okay. So the question is, are any of the little bits sharp? They feel a little sharp, but I'm not going to worry about it quite yet, in that I'm going to wait until I'm done soldering, because I feel like I'll end up melting some of it, the parts that are sticking out, and so it feels a little bit rough. Yes. You know, the powdery part, no, because but you see these larger filings that I have, I did throw some of that on there. And so those were the parts that were sticking out, that were feeling a little rough. Okay. I'm using the back end of my tweezers. There we go. I feel like I have diamond dust or something. I'm being so careful with this whole thing. Okay, I'm just going to put a little bit more on because I can. And then I'm going to put like some of the big filings on, hoping that it'll create some more interest for me. Okay. Let's do it. I'm also hoping that some of these larger filings are going to ball up for me and sort of like make it look like a knot on the branch, on the wood. You know, we are trying to create what looks like wood. So like with anything else, I'm heating the whole thing just to keep the heat consistent. You can see it getting red. I don't want this just to melt into oblivion. So again, just control heat. You know, the more I'm thinking about this, the more I'm thinking about students. Like, back to the question, why is this not just like melting into one big ball? I know a lot of you still struggle with soldering, and you get one big ball a lot. And you know, maybe this is a good project for you, because then you learn to see the changes and the tolerance that your metal has and how much heat. You do this enough, you start recognizing what's too far and what's far enough. Not to say that I haven't melted pieces, or I still don't melt pieces, but it is just to help you start understanding and creating some muscle memory as to what you should be looking for when you're soldering. So what I'm doing now is I'm just pushing some of this dust into place, hoping that the branch grabs it. And see what all it will. Come on. I'm changing out to a, see, I love these little bits here that are sort of hanging out. It just makes it look so organic. So I'm changing out to a solder pick here. I feel like I can have a little bit more control. Oh yeah, that's so cool. Look at that. That's so cool. I know. Total geek. It is what it is. Just play with me. Well, if you're here, you are playing with me. If you're watching, that is. Okay. Throw that piece in. Make sure that the whole thing goes in. And I'm going to do one more. Yipes. Okay, so I'm going to do this third one. Again, let's just stick it in. I guess it would have been better if I had a bowl out, but considering we're doing this on the fly, we're just gonna do with what we have. You know, I don't know why I didn't do it like this earlier. This is even better. Oh. Well, you didn't, honey. Okay. Yeah, I still want more. So far the technique is dip it in some flux and then roll it around in your filings, and I'm just adding more on top. If you haven't been saving your filings, I guess you are now. You know, what's sort of interesting about this is I've been saving my filings because I came up, I had this idea of using it to create a surface, but I have yet been able to get it to work. This is like the most I've been able to get it to work to date. So this is cool. I'm just encouraging it. Why do I keep touching it? I'm encouraging it off of my board to go ahead and fuse to bind to the wire, because there's a lot of little bits of dust down here. I think you can see that. That's what I'm doing. Just pushing it along. This is so stinking cool. What do you think, honey? You think this is cool? Andy digs it too. I got a nice cute little ball going on here. I don't know why it won't keep going, but okie dokie. One little more piece here, just a little. There you go. Thank you. Yeah, I know. I just thanked my silver. You know what? Some of you guys talk to your pets like they're humans. I talk to my silver like it's a human, okay? It's just a difference between you and I. Yeah. Look at that. It's sort of cool. Actually, it isn't sort of cool. It is cool. Okay, throw that in. Let me grab the other pieces out and we'll take a look. The other pieces look like they're done. Okay, so we're not going to be able to finish this today because I like to keep these things at an hour. But we will definitely... So next week, what's going to happen is I'm going out of town and I'm going back up to Wisconsin, lo and behold. And I think... Still waiting to see if they're okay with it. I think next Wednesday we're going to do a live from the Plein Air Festival up in Door County, Wisconsin. But how cool is that? Okay, I need to move this. This thing is hot. Wow, you are way hot. Hold on. I'm gonna move the board and I'm gonna show you where I'm going with this. Let me grab the other piece out. Should be done pickling. Close to it. Give it another minute. So I'm thinking what's going to happen here is this is going to get soldered here. This is going to look like this. So you can see I don't have a great connection there. I'll end up filing that. We'll do all this on camera. I just want to lay this out and see where I'm going with it. Because I want to put some more thought into this bail. Wow, I dig it. Think about this. I still have solder board stuck on there. Come on. Maybe. I think I like it the other way better. I mean, it does have a bit of movement. Probably bring this in a little bit tighter. Aha! Taha. Haha. I think. Where did it go? Give me some tweezers. So I'm not going to do a whole row of this. I don't think that's going to work. But what I am going to do, I think, is I'm going to cut a couple of these and just put like one here or two. One there, one there, one there. And maybe a couple up here would be nice. Let me grab the other one. Andy tells me my head's in the camera, sorry. See. I cut this piece not knowing where we were going with it. Don't know if I'm going to use it or not. Oh, I don't know. What do you think, Debbie? Not Debbie. I'm sorry, Jamie. I looked up and saw Debbie's name. So, you see, in designs, you can see where this is totally going a different direction by adding that other branch. Right here, it keeps it a little bit tighter and neater. But I do want this guy to be tilted over to that left side just to give it some nice movement. Again, might cut him a little bit shorter so this guy could, oh, well, he could be there. All right. Again, still figuring it out. So I'm going to finish up here in a second just by finishing up the design, because I don't think it would be fair if I just did the design on my own. What's the point of this whole UFO thing unless I'm showing you? So I'm going to finish up by talking about the design and fine-tuning it. And another tip here too, because I'm not doing it all the way through, what I will end up doing is I'm going to take a picture of this so I know where I'm going next time and have it for a reference, because I know some of you can't sit down and just work through your entire process. So instead of losing track of where you are, you might want to use your camera. It's as a tool. It's a great little tool in designing, and then you'll remember. And even for technical, like, oh, I can't remember where that's supposed to be soldered. Well, take a picture. Oh, I like this branch even better. Ooh, 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 ooh. See, I think it's funky with this third one. As much as we try to work in odds, I think it's pretty funky. So I don't think, I might just put it here just to give it a little bit more, what am I thinking? A little more weight and stability for the bail. Or, wait a second, what if I bent this down? Yeah, okay, there it is. I'm going to use this, and I'm going to make this into the bail. I'm going to solder a couple leaves in here. So I don't forget, I'm going to pull out my camera. I'm going to take a picture for myself, because I'm going to forget. And then this is going to become a totally different animal here in a couple of weeks. Because that's how I roll every time. It just sort of gets changed up and changed up. Okay, sorry, I got distracted. I saw something. Okay, so this is going to be my bail. I'm going to put a leaf up there. I'll end up putting a leaf here and a leaf here. Sort of to fill in the space, but to make it interesting. I'm going to double check on size. I feel like she's gotten really long, so we're at about 2¼ inches. Jamie, you'll reach out to me if you think that this is too long for you. We'll figure out how to shorten it, and let me know. So, okay, that's it. This is great. I'm so excited. Again, just a geek. Go with it. I'm just a geek having fun with a torch. Maybe that should be the what the live should be called. Geek with a torch. Okay. All right, so that is it for me today. I think we had a little fun. Thanks for the input. This is how, this is how we all grow and learn and experiment, because we have input from from everyone. And this is the one thing I do miss from teaching classes, is when everybody's sitting there working, everybody comes up with these ideas, and sometimes, hey, what about this or what about that? And we all get to learn something new all together. So, okay, I see Jamie's note that maybe with the bail it's a little bit too long. And so, yep, we'll cut that down, scrunches up a little bit, probably remove about 1/2 inch. I think will work just fine, or bend this in a way to get it shortened up. We'll talk about that next time. Again, next week is going to be the Plein Air Festival. If it's not the Plein Air Festival, I think it's going to be a bye week for us. Andy says there's another question before I go here. So Andy asked, where do you get the leaf wire? This is a Cool Tools leaf thing, and it is sterling, okay? So that's on cooltools.com. As far as the tools, any tools that you see, do go on the urbanbeater.com if there's anything that you see that you like here. That's where we get our tools. And then, what's today? Today's Wednesday. So on Saturday, we're finishing up the fidget ring for those of you who register for the fidget ring. Oh, before I let you go, last thing, I did post the 2 new August Zoom classes. We're going to make this bail. Or not, bail. We're going to learn how to set a coin. This is a free Zoom with purchase of kit, and I think the kit's only $26. I have a bunch of coins that are available out there. The picture's there, so first come, first serve on the coins. And we're also doing an enamel project. It's called Separate But Together. Get it? We're putting 2 pieces of enamel together. We're going to cold connect that. I'll show you my trick on how to cold connect that. So you can see I'm doing it with these little balls, and then we're doing separation enamel. That's also on the Urban Beater website if you want to register for those classes. It's in August. I have not fully put up the August schedule yet. I have one more project. Hopefully I'm going to finish it up once we're done here. Anyway, thanks. So Andy wanted me to reiterate with you, if you're registering for the coin project, the coin Zoom short next month, do make sure that you put in the comments at the checkout which coin you want, okay? Not either that, if you don't put in a coin, I'm going to give you a nickel. Ha! We call it good. Or maybe even just a Canadian penny. So there. We do have Canadian pennies too if you want those, but anyway. So thanks everyone for hanging out. Thanks for the input and all the suggestions. Keep it coming. I'm going to do this again in a couple weeks. If not, I'll see you on Monday. I don't know what the project is. It's a makeover. We're going to do something on Monday. Otherwise, I'll see you on Friday for everybody who is registered for the fidget ring. Have a great day. Thanks for sharing the videos. Bye. Oh, sorry. Fidget ring is on Saturday. Yeah, because it was last Saturday, it's Saturday. See you on Saturday.